Anna Marie Sullivan is here with us, and she's here to talk about what annual event is this? The 16th annual Balloon Festival and Races?
Yes.
I don't think I've got that exactly right, but I'm close.
Close
State
enough.
championship.
Close enough. It is a state championship, and they're hot air balloons.
Hot air
for
balloon.
those that don't
Tell
know.
us about, now, there's people that go to these do they get points? And this is one of the places they
Right.
stop because this is sanctioned by the Arkansas Hot Air Balloon Association or something like that. Is that right? Close
Not
to it?
really.
Not really.
But
Good.
close enough.
He just made that
Sounds
all
good.
up. It was all a lie.
Yes. They actually have to fly so many hours. They have to have so many hours a year to be able to keep up their pilot license. And
Oh, okay.
so this gives them that opportunity.
Yeah. And where the balloonists coming from?
Everywhere. We have several from Missouri and the Springfield area. We have a few from Arkansas. We have some from Bentonville. And then, of course, we have Mike Mills from Ponca. And then we have several from Memphis and Oklahoma. So really just the surrounding
How many
areas.
do we have? so
We
far?
will have about 15 this year.
Okay.
So it'll be a good
And you
turnout.
always do so many fun things too. Of course, kick it off. You've got the tethered rides and the balloon glow, which is so popular. Everybody wants to see that. But then you've got the hound and the hare. You've got all these different things that they kind of compete for prizes.
Yes, yes. Friday night, like you said, will be our tethered rides and balloon glow, and that's kind of our big event of the week or of the weekend. And we'll have tethered rides for $5, and then we always encourage people to bring their cameras because it's so cool, especially if you've never been around hot air balloons. A lot of other festivals, you can't get that close to a hot air balloon, so even for somebody to be able to get into it is a big deal. So
And it's so wonderful. It's so cool to see them start with just laying down on the ground. The balloon is on the ground with just the basket, and then all of a sudden they just go and they go whoosh, and they're there. It's really very cool.
Yeah, it's
very,
a really
very
cool event. So that'll be Friday night at 7 o'clock, the balloon glow and tethered rides for $5. We'll also have some concession there. We'll have some hot dogs, lemonade, that sort of thing, and we'll also have T-shirts for sale. Our other event is we have an event called the Key Grab, and that is on Saturday and Sunday morning. And basically what that is, we have a pole that's in the soccer complex that's got a ring on the top of it, a big metal ring. And the pilots can start off a mile away from that pole, wherever they want to start out at. Generally, it's over by the fairgrounds area. And then they try to fly into the soccer complex and grab the ring off the pole. We've not had anyone do it yet, but last year he almost fell out trying to get it. I mean, he was so close.
So close.
So that's a really
And they
cool
have to
event.
use their hand. They can't use a pole or
No.
anything like
Right,
that.
grab
and it
it.
has to be the pilot that grabs it. It can't
Yeah.
be someone,
You
know,
can't
that's
hold a kid out
7
there.
foot
Yeah.
tall. Right,
Yes.
right. So that's Saturday and Sunday morning at 7
Yeah.
o'clock. And the best place to see those balloons try to fly in is at the soccer complex.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
usually get pretty low, so you can get good pictures. And
Well, and that's amazing in itself because, like you say, they have to be a mile away. But it really depends on the weather conditions, where the wind is going. So they have to
Which
set
direction,
themselves
sure.
up a mile away, depending on where the wind's going.
Right. Normally what they do is they get down at the soccer complex around 6:30 or so, and they'll have just balloons, and they'll let the balloons go to kind of
see what direction the
what
wind
way
is
the
going.
direction. And it depends on what height you're at in the sky, what direction the wind's going. You could be at 100 feet and it be going one direction. You get 50 feet higher up and it's going complete opposite direction. So it's really cool to see them navigate and try to do that. So.
And if you really want to have some fun, you can follow what are they called, the team that goes after them.
The chase crew?
The
Chase crew, yeah. Is you follow the chase crew and you follow the balloons, and when they land, you could help with the balloon because they always need help, bundling all that stuff
Right.
up. So that's always fun to do too.
Yes,
If you want to
it's
be
interesting.
interactive with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember the first time I rode in one, which was the first year I was at the chamber about 3 years ago. And the balloon that we were in, when we landed a little too hard, and we flipped over, and the balloon was dragging us into the woods, and it was an experience.
I feel like this is my first
no one got hurt.
experience and my
No one
last.
got hurt.
Yeah.
But there was tons of people there waiting to help us
to help
stop
you out.
and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a really cool thing if you're
Yeah.
able to spend a little bit chasing the
And
balloon. That's really cool.
it's so serene when you're up there because there's no sounds, there's no engine. I mean, the only sound you ever hear is maybe the
Whoosh.
big ignition of the flame.
It's so different than what I thought it would
Yeah.
be like when I rode in it because you think your hair is going to be blowing in
Right.
the wind and it's going to be scary, but I mean you're going with the wind, so it's so, like you said, it's so peaceful and it's just a really, really neat deal. And then our other event that I want to tell you guys about is Saturday evening, and that is our Hare and Hound competition. And they're actually competing for money in this particular competition. And what they do is Mike Mills actually takes off and he flies to a random field
So he's the
somewhere.
hare.
He is the hare. He flies to a random field somewhere, sets his balloon down on the ground, and puts out a big X.
Right.
Whenever he lands, that is a signal for all of the other balloons to inflate and take off, and they try to go where he is at and drop a beanbag on his target. So the closest to the target wins some money.
Yeah.
That's actually the only time throughout the whole weekend that you can see all of the balloons actually inflate and take off from the same spot at the same time.
That's
Yeah.
very,
So-
that's a really cool event because you
Yeah.
can watch it, and just because they all have to do it at the exact same time, and to see who actually makes it.
And they're usually in a hurry and panicking and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I know last year we had one that caught on fire during that time, so that was a little interesting. But he went
Now,
on and made
when
it.
exactly
So.
is when are the balloon races? When does this all take place?
The Saturday evening race is at 5:30
Okay.
generally. The last few years we've had to move the location because of the rain,
Sure.
and the soccer complex has been a little too muddy. But
But that's not going to happen this year either.
of course,
No,
like you
we're
said,
not going to have it. But it is
right.
September 9th through September 9th through
9th,
the 11th.
10th, 11th.
Right.
It's the weekend after Labor Day. There's tons of things going on that weekend. So
Yes.
if anybody's watching this, it's out of town. There'll be tons of things to do. I know on that Sunday morning they're having some kind of memorial for 9/11 down
Right.
on the square. It's going to be a real neat deal. And then also that evening we'll have
With
the
the
symphony.
symphony. There's
So
lots of
Yeah.
events
there'll be
going on.
lots
Cool.
of things
Yeah.
to do that weekend.
But we really want to encourage people to come out for the balloon glow and also the tethered rides, because that's really that's where most people can gather to see
Yes.
the balloons and actually get inside and go up. I don't know how far they go up, 30,
Correct.
40 feet or so, but they're tethered, so you
Yeah,
won't-
you're
Way
right.
up. They go
do
way up there.
And it's a great opportunity, especially with your kids, because
Yeah.
not everyone gets a chance to ride in
Sure.
a hot air balloon. And so to do that tethered ride with your kids is really fun. And you want to make sure you bring your camera.
Right.
Because you want pictures of all of these balloons. It's so much fun.
Right. And the tethered rides also is a fundraiser for the chamber.
Yes.
And last year we weren't able to do them, so we lost a little bit of money. So
because
that's
of the weather.
right. Our goal is always to break even. This is an event that it's not an event that we make money on.
Right.
It's just something we want to provide to the community.
Yeah.
So we really encourage people to come out and buy some food, buy a T-shirt, and just spend just a little bit of money to help us out, so we can have this event for years to come.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And encourage them to come out early, because if there is a threat of rain, sometime the one year that I worked the tethered balloon rides, we almost got everybody in, and if it's raining, the balloons come
Right.
down, they will not stay
Right.
up. So there's
Right.
no situation where you can take just one more person, they won't do it. So.
Right. And I know last year we weren't able to do the tethered rides. We ended up having to move our location from the
Right.
soccer complex to the college.
Sure.
Well, we were on a hill, and even though it didn't seem windy to us down on the ground, it was pretty
was.
windy up high,
Yeah.
so we weren't able to. So we're praying for no rain,
We're not
even
gonna
the
have a
days
problem.
leading
It's
up
going
to
to be
it.
perfect. It's going to be
You're
perfect
right.
weather.
I'll be
I
calling you if
have
there's rain.
no, I am.
Lisa Johnson's fault if
Lisa
it rains.
Johnson is saying the weather's going to be perfect.
So we're excited. So
All right.
if anybody wants any more information, they can go to our website, arkansasballoonfest.com. Has a complete schedule of events on there. Some photos if you've never been before and want to know kind of what it's all about. We've got several photos on there.
Can we get T-shirts before the event, or just sold the day of the
Yes,
event? Okay.
we will have T-shirts available the week before.
Great.
So next week sometime, if you're out and about, we'll have them at the chamber
the chamber.
office.
Good deal.
Yep.
Anna Marie, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Great event, and get out and support the chamber. It's very, very much needed.
Well,
and hopefully
the
won't have
chamber
bad
supports
weather.
you, so you need to support the chamber.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Robin Cooper and Philip Muir. We're going to talk about the Doyle Lawson appearance at the First Presbyterian Church.
It's going to be fun.
We've got some
Great
phone
concert.
clip to talk about, so we'll be right back.